He's not picking the call, so let's start.
रोहन thumbs up दिखा देना. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to 256 meeting of Toastmasters of Delhi. A lady lived in a fear all the times. She always had less confidence in very introvert, unable to express her own feelings. One day, she decided to join. But after joining the Toastmaster, she was not comfortable because she thought that as the time passed, she slowly started loving Toastmaster family from the core of her heart. Today, in my last, I thank all Toastmasters for love and care you have given to me. Toastmaster Shahid, a strong pillar. Toastmaster Amelia, always support and respect. The beauty of Toastmaster Amelia is her charming face and sweet smile. I am speechless if I am talking about Toastmaster Rohan. In my whole life, I didn't see such a humble and dedicated person. Salute to you, Toastmaster Rohan. Toastmaster Ghanpriya, a silent supporter. Toastmaster Sagar, my biggest strength. And my message to Toastmaster Lavina, that it took me 2 months to take a role after joining a Toastmaster. And you took each. Kudos to you. And this is the beauty of Toastmaster, that each member inspire each one. Now, our club mission, we provide supportive and learning positive, develop communication and leadership skill, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Let me recite the housekeeping rule for a smooth functioning of our meeting. Please keep microphone on mute during speeches. To applaud, you can unmute yourself, your microphone, and use hand gesture as the feature of Zoom. If possible, be on video mode to enjoy the meeting. Don't be too serious all the time. Whenever you get time, whenever you get right time, unmute yourself and express your feelings and thought. Please avoid any crosstalk during speeches. Please avoid any aggressive. In case of any technical assistant, you can contact our host of the meeting. Now, to a person who is of humanity, Toastmaster Rohan Bansal, our presiding officer. Toastmaster Rohan Bansal.
Wow, thank you so much, Toastmaster Aisha, for that wonderful introduction. Always love the energy that you bring into the meetings, and I have been doing so for the past 10 months as the Sergeant at Arms. So really love everything that you bring to the club and the energy that you do to the meetings. Thank you so much. And I welcome all of you to the 256th meeting of Toastmasters of Delhi. Thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful Saturday afternoon. So excited to have you here. Before we proceed, I'd like to know who the guests are in today's meeting. I see there are a lot of guests who have also taken up roles from other clubs. So let's begin. Neha Singh. Neha, can we have an introduction, please? Where are you coming from and what brings you to Toastmasters of Delhi today?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Actually, I heard about Toastmasters a few months ago and I was just waiting to know more about it. So once I was searching over Google, then I thought to search about on Instagram, and then I got to follow your page, and then I followed, and this is the result that here I am. And I'm so glad to join in this session and to meet everyone.
Welcome, Neha. Welcome to Toastmasters Delhi. Hope you enjoy today's meeting. And do make sure to participate in our table topic section as well. Thank you so much.
Sure.
All right. See who's here. Chandrasekhar. Chandrasekhar, can we have your introduction, please? Tell us about yourself, introduction, and what brings you here today.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. I am Toastmaster Chandrasekhar from Toastmaster Club of Pune Northwest, and I saw the opportunity in the group to be a speaker over here. So I thought like it's right time to grab the opportunity, and I'm over here. Thank you so much for having me over here.
Thank you so much to Toastmaster Chandrasekhar, and all the best for your speech. Really looking forward to it. Sandeep Rana, can you have your introduction, please? Where are you coming from and what brings you to Toastmaster Delhi today?
Hello.
Hi, Sandeep.
Hi. I just joined, I saw the message in the group and I just logged into the Zoom. And yeah, I'm coming from Rohini, basically, New Delhi. And currently I'm looking to, enhance my public speaking skills and to network with the right kind of people who are, equally enthusiastic towards public speaking.
Awesome. And Sandeep, are you a Toastmaster already, or is this your first time attending?
It's my first time attending in this webinar.
Awesome. Welcome, Sandeep, to Toastmaster Delhi. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Pleasure.
Now, this is a bit awkward because this next introduction I'm going to take is from a member who has been with Toastmaster Delhi for a very long time, but he's joining us today as guest. Gopal sir, can we have your introduction, please? Where are you coming from and what brings you to Toastmaster Delhi?
Thank you, Toastmaster Rohan. What brings me here? Actually, it's my native club. So that is why I have come back here. It's not like that that this is a new club for me. It's been just 6 months that I got out of this club, and that was the reason was I had to join some other classes. But I am continuing my Toastmaster journey with some other club, and I will continue my journey. I think until I leave. I am Toastmaster from since 2018, and I will die Toastmaster. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Gopal sir. It's so good to see you here today. Thank you so much. Karanjot, can we have your introduction, please? Which club you're from and how's your Toastmaster experience been so far?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Karanjot Kaur from Toastmasters Club of Lucknow. And this is the second time I'm joining you all. I joined Toastmasters last year, last week of October, and I gave my second speech, that is L1P1 Part 2 in your club. And if I'm not wrong, Gopal sir was my evaluator then. And it is really a pleasure to see you all again. And as soon as I saw that on that worldwide Toastmasters group that you needed evaluators, so I quickly approached Amelia ma'am that it's an opportunity to be back yet again. So here I am with you all, and I hope to enjoy as well as have some learnings from each one of you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you and welcome back, Toastmaster Karanjot. Good to see you again. Toastmaster Smita, can we have your introduction, please? Where are you coming from and which club are you part of?
Hi, thank you. I think this is my fourth meeting with this group, and the energy is quite high, and that keeps attracting me towards this club. I am part of Toastmasters Club of Capital City. It's a Delhi-based, Mandi House-based club. It's been 7 months on the Toastmaster journey, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Today, I'm playing the role of evaluator. That's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Smita. Welcome back to TMOD. Thanks so much for joining us. Sujay Joseph, can we have your introduction, please? I think you've been to a club before, but
hello. Hi. And I'm again, I'm come back here again. It's been a month. and I'm in Sujay Joseph. I'm also based in Delhi only. I am currently working in a child rights organization as a communications fundraiser officer, and I also want to improve on my public speaking skills and also particular my presentation skills. So that's what.
Thanks so much, Sujay, for coming back to Toastmasters Delhi. Good to see you again.
Yes, pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Toastmaster Karan Gelani, can we have your introduction, please?
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm from Mumbai. My base club is JPMC Malad Toastmasters Club, and I'm also part of Toastmasters Club of Mumbai CS. By profession, I'm a chartered accountant, and being with Toastmasters since last one year, and overall the journey was interesting. And last couple of months, I'm trying to club hop and enjoy different clubs and different meetings. So that's what brought me here.
Thanks so much, Karan. I think the one advantage of online meetings is you get to visit clubs from anywhere across the world. So yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much, Karan, for being here.
Thank you.
All right. With that, I saved one introduction for last because he's the Toastmaster of the day. He's been a Toastmaster for the past 5 years. He's currently working in a software field in a banking firm. And when I asked for his introduction, he said he believes in making a difference, which is very apt considering the theme of the day is he's come here to talk about disability being a state of mind. Now, 2.5 or 3 years back, when I told the people around me that I wanted to take up public speaking as a skill and improve it, they said, no, you're so introverted, you're so shy, you'll never, ever build your public speaking skills and go up on stage and talk to people. But then I joined Toastmasters and the rest is history. So with that, please help me welcome with a huge round of applause, distinguished Toastmaster Subramaniam as the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much. Can you please confirm if I am audible? Thank you so much, Toastmaster. And you established a very good introduction about disability, the part that I'm going to discuss in next 2 hours. In Toastmasters or any platform, what is the best way to start the event? I feel the best way is start with a story. There was a boy named Masaru in Japan. He wanted to learn judo. He was so passionate to learn judo. And while he was in his passion, all of a sudden he met with an accident. And out of that accident, he lost his left hand. After this, he became so dejected. He felt so sorry about himself that he would not be able to pursue his passion. At that time, there was a master in Japan, judo master in Japan. He was approached, this kid was approached by the judo master through some known people. And that master agreed to teach this boy the art of judo. This boy was astonished, he was stunned. I lost my left hand, how can you teach me judo? He still had the disability, not because of his left hand, but in his mind, that he won't be able to pursue the passion of judo. This master broke that. He taught him just one trick. For the next 10 years, this kid was practicing himself. He became an expert in that just one trick. And he was selected to participate in that national competition of that country in the judo championship. However, this kid, he was just a kid, right? He still had the disability that he doesn't have his left hand. How can he even participate and win in judo competitions? His disability was no longer his hand, but it was his mind. The judo master looked at this and he decided to enroll him again, and he wanted to motivate him to pursue further in the championship. And this kid participated. He participated, and in the first round he won, second round, third round. He kept on winning until the semifinals. The day of semifinals came, and he won that too, to his surprise. This kid was not in joy, but still he was in that state of mind will I be able to win in the finals? Because disability was that state of mind at that point of time for this kid. With this, I would like to, before I conclude the story of this, I would like to set the theme for today's session. It is disability is just a state of mind. Every Toastmaster session comprises of 3 different segments. First is the prepared speech, in which a Toastmaster member prepares his or her speech, rehearses it, gets it reviewed from the mentor, and delivers it on stage. The second important and the fun-filled session, so-called fun-filled session, is considered to be the impromptu speaking or the table topic session. And the third session, which is always spoken as the backbone of any Toastmaster session or for anybody for that improvement, it is called the evaluation. To conduct this evaluation segment, we have a special person called General Evaluator. And to play this role, we have a person who is a trainer, coach, and mentor by profession. She is also a writer, blogger, and also a speaker by passion, and a transformational leader, creative contriver by fashion. It was so rhyming. At Toastmaster, she has been a Toastmaster since the last 4 years, and she has taken up many roles till division director, and she has played twice as the oration chair. Pertaining to today's theme, I asked her the question, what do you feel disability in society, in today's society? She told the main challenge is due to our attitude and also our communication. So let us have our distinguished Toastmaster, Amelia, to play the general evaluator role and brief about that particular roles and responsibilities. Over to you, Amelia.
Thank you so much, DTM Subramaniam, for that wonderful introduction. And yes, it's all in the mind, I would say, to all those present here. Stop limiting yourself. Stop thinking that you cannot do it. You can do anything that you want on this earth. I will just go ahead and now introduce my team because I'm your general evaluator and by default, your parliamentarian of the meeting. So as a general evaluator, we'll do a kind of evaluation of all aspects of this particular meeting, which will have a team of role players who will help me in that endeavor. Now, to help me in that, we also have evaluators who will be evaluating the speakers, who will enthrall us with wonderful speeches. And along with us, we'll also have a table topic evaluator who will evaluate the table topic speakers. Our whole meeting and every role player will go ahead and present their reports at the end. The evaluation of the speakers will be done on CRC approach, which will be comment, recommend, and comment. Now, I'd like to call my team who will help me in this great endeavor. And yes, they will be doing this through perseverance throughout till the meeting ends. Now, I would like to call on our timer for the day, Toastmaster Nupur Avasthi. Welcome to the stage, Nupur.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. As the timer of the day, I would be responsible to keep a track of the time taken by various speakers and role players. As per the agenda, I see 3 speakers, and the time allotted for each speech is usually 4 to 6 minutes. I'll show a green card at 4 minutes, the yellow card at 5 minutes, and the red card at 6 minutes. There's a grace period of 30 seconds on either side. For table topic, each speaker is encouraged to speak between 1 to 2 minutes. I'll show a green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and a red card at 2 minutes, with a grace period of 30 seconds on either side. The evaluators have 2 to 3 minutes to complete their evaluation, with a green card at 2 minutes, yellow card at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and the red card at 3 minutes.
Thank you so much.
Present report when called upon.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nupur, as a timer. And I would like to bring to your notice that all the speakers are going to present the speeches between 5 to 7 minutes. So kindly flash the green card at 5, yellow at 6, and red at 7, which will be the ideal timing for the speech.
All right.
All right. Thank you. Now I'd like to call on our dynamic and dashing counter who will definitely look deep into our speeches, Toastmaster Rohan.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. The purpose of delivering a speech is to convey your message properly and articulate it in a way that's easy for everyone to understand, but also with minimum interruptions. Now, those interruptions can take many forms. There are two basic forms that they can take. One is crutch sounds, which is and which really interrupt the flow of the message that you're trying to deliver. But there's also filler words, which is but, you know, so, and well, that you insert in within the speech when you're maybe stressed out or when you are nervous and can't think of what to say next. So as the counter for today's meeting, I'll be responsible for keeping a track of how you are using both cut sounds as well as filler words. And I will be keeping a note of it in my Excel sheet. I have an Excel sheet prepared, and I'll be back to deliver my report at the end of the meeting when called on by the general evaluator. One tip for everyone: if you are stuck in your speech when you're delivering, you can just pause for a second or two and then say now or therefore, and use transition words more than filler words. I think this will help you in overcoming this use of as, and so on and so forth. So just one suggestion from my side, and back to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rohan, for that wonderful tip. I'm sure the speakers will keep that in mind. And now it's time to call our freshly brewed Toastmaster, because I said freshly brewed because she's very new and it's her first meeting as a role player and she has taken up grammarian role. Toastmaster Lavina Mittal, welcome to the stage and please share your role objective.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The theme of the day is disability is just a state of mind. Disability comes in many forms. It might be a physical disability, a financial disability, a disability of opportunities, or just a disability of the mind. As in, you might accept boundaries where there are none. And a classic book which comes to mind is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, wherein a young shepherd boy overcame all these disabilities I've spoken about to go further than any shepherd ever had, to take decisions which require immense courage. And as a result, won fame, fortune, and love beyond his wildest dreams. That is what I encourage all of you to go forth and do in today's meeting and beyond. I am your grammarian of the day. I will be responsible for noting the good usages and the not so good usages of the language, as well as grammatical errors. Please try to avoid use of other languages and stick to English. If the usage of any other language is absolutely inevitable, please translate it into English for everyone's benefit. I shall also keep a note of any pronunciation mistakes. In addition, I shall keep a track of the number of times the word of the day has been used. The word of today's day is persevere, the noun form being perseverance. Persevere means to continue in a course of action, even in the face of difficulty or with little or no indication of success. So if you find yourself stuck at any point, if you face a crisis of confidence, go forth and persevere, and I'm sure you'll conquer all. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Davina, for that wonderful introduction, and that perseverance definitely keeps us going. That is something we need to hang on to and stick to. All right, our last auxiliary role player would be active listener, and that's Toastmaster Smita. So let's hear from her how her role is.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. You see, every great conversation starts with listening. Research found that if you listen effectively, you'll gather more information from the people you manage. You will reduce the chances of conflict. You will increase people's faith in you. And you will better understand how to motivate people and how to inspire them to commit higher. So many advantages. I think that's why we got 2 years and 1 month. A very warm good afternoon to everyone. I'm Smita Verma, and today, as active listener, my task is to test your listening skills. Don't worry, it'll be fun. And I'm gonna share a small secret. The winners will be getting good awards. So stay alert and keep listening. That's all from my side, and back to Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Smita. Before I leave the stage and hand it over to Toastmaster of the Day, I just want to tell you one thing. There are things that get stuck in our mind. After failing repeatedly, we feel that now success is not possible. It can be one mile walk, it can be waking up at the right time, or it can be correcting your eating habits. It's all in the mind. I have been participating in lots of contests which are like win this, giveaways, and all that. I always lost it. I don't know why, but then I must tell you, this time when I participated in this giveaway contest, I was like, this one should be mine. And when I started believing it, I got it. I really got it. I won a book by an author. So it's that small little thing, but it matters the most. Keep yourself active and persevere through, so as to you can learn and earn good things in life. Handing over back to our Toastmaster of the Day, DTM Subramaniam. Over to you.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Amelia. And the thought that you shared was brilliant. Okay, so before I introduce to the first segment of the day, let me conclude that story. You know, after winning the semi-finals, still this boy had that thought in mind. Will I be able to win in finals? How will I be able to even face the opponent who has two hands? The judo master didn't say anything. He just told this particular line: stay relaxed, stay calm, and just um, to the opponent, use your trick that you have learned for more than 10 years. That was the only message he wanted to convey. And after that, to his surprise and to everyone's surprise, this kid won the national championship of judo. Do you know what was the trick? Any guesses? Yes, Lavina.
Probably when the opponent went for the left hand of the boy as a matter of habit, there was a trick to counter it.
Brilliant. That was the trick which the judo master taught him. Whenever the opponent tries to counter the attack of this kid, the opponent has to use this kid's left hand, which he didn't have. His disability became his strength. What he thought as a disability became his strength. So disability lies mainly in our mind. Whatever could be the scenario, if we are able to make up our mind, definitely we would be able to come out of it. So disability is just a state of mind. With this thought lingering in your mind, I would like to take you to the first segment of today's session, which is nothing but the prepared speeches segment. And to be the first speaker, before I call upon the first speaker, I would like to call his speech evaluator, Toastmaster Smita, to read out the speech project objectives.
Thank you so much. So today I'm pleased to present you a very versatile and very enthusiastic speaker, Toastmaster Chandrase. He is an electronic and communication engineer and belongs to Orange City, Nagpur. He is part of Pune Northway Club, and the purpose of his project is to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized and well-researched speech on any topic. I shall be evaluating his speech on organization, delivery, and how well it is researched. In addition to that, he asked me to evaluate his speech on pauses and speed. With no further ado, I would like to give this virtual stage back to our team on to call on this versatile and enthusiastic speaker.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Smita, for reading out the speech project objectives. To have our first speaker, as he was introduced as an engineer, he loves cards magic, and he also loves to listen to people. I think that's why that's what we do in Toastmasters as well. And when I asked about the theme, he told lack of compassion for others is the disability that we find in today's society. So with this thought, I would like to call the first speaker, Toastmaster Chandrase. Hope you are able to. Okay, so is there a check to be done with the timer?
I cannot see right now the timing cards. He can instruct me to the chat also.
Okay, I'm not showing one. I would be sharing my screen for the yellow and the red card.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Okay, so let us have Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. How not to lose weight? How not to lose weight, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. Over to you.
You are one of the fittest Toastmaster I have ever seen, Toastmaster Subramanian. Why do you want to lose weight? How to lose weight is the second most asked question in the world. The first being, how to get a girlfriend. I wish I would know the answer to this one. If any one of you knows it, please get in touch with me personally. Good afternoon, Mr. President, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. According to the recent studies, 6 out of 8 people are either struggle to lose weight or want to get fit. Are you one of those people? Are you tired of trying hundreds of dieting techniques and still are not able to do so? We are living in a world where being fit and healthy is not an option anymore. It's a necessity. Do you want to know what is the answer? But before I reveal the answer, can you all please turn on the videos, because I want to make sure that you all are not eating anything tasty without inviting me. Now, we know that energy cannot be created nor it can be destroyed. And the energy that we get from food is measured in calories. And the answer lies in the energy balance itself. Let's understand few terms. Tdee and Bmr. These are the two most crucial factors. The best way to understand nutrition is to think of your body as a car. It's a machine, and just like any other machine, it requires fuel to run. For example, the action could be functioning of your brain, functioning of your body. Now, when your body is in the rest mode, just like a car in the neutral position, it will require less fuel. This minimum fuel required to run our bodily function is called as BMR, or basal metabolic rate. Now, what is Tdee? When our body is in the activity mode, just like a car which is in the driving gears and moving, it will require some additional energy. This additional energy, when combined with BMR, gives us Tdee, or total daily energy expenditure. Now, why is Tdee important? Think of Tdee as your car's tank capacity. If you put more fuel in the car, it will overflow. And if you put less fuel in the car, it will deplete the reservoir. By the laws of thermodynamics, we can safely state that in order to lose weight, you have to consume less energy than your Tdee. And in order to gain weight, you have to consume more energy than your Tdee. Let's take an example. There is a person who is of 90 kg and wants to lose weight. He has calculated his BMR and Tdee, which is 1500 and 2000 respectively. Now, in order to lose weight, one has to be in calorie deficit, which means eating 200 to 300 calories less than the Tdee. Over here, it would become 2000 minus 300 is equal to 1700 only. Now, that person wants to lose weight. He is spending 2000 calories because of his increased activity level and exercise. But he is consuming 1700 calories only. Now we know that 300 calories are missing. So to fulfill that 300 calories requirement, our brain sends signals to fat cells in our body to release the energy. When we do this over a period of time, our body readjusts by decreasing the size and the cells of the fat cells, which actually results in fat loss and weight loss. Now, there are few myths which I wanted to debunk. Myth number 1, stop eating rice, it will make you fat. Wrong. No food is good or bad. You can eat anything you want as long as it is under your macros, which is under your calories. Myth number 2, you can lose fat from any place you want. I have seen multiple people just doing crunches to lose fat from the belly. It is not possible because spot reduction is a myth. The reason being, our body doesn't differentiate between the fat cells from the stomach or the chin. The myth number 3, green tea is the biggest scam in the world after scam 1992. It has no magic. It will not burn fat, but it will only burn a hole in your pocket. It is just a tea with less calories. The actual weight loss happens due to calorie deficit. Now, people say it's not easy to learn. It's not easy to stay positive. It's not easy to eat right. It's not easy to work out. It's not easy to be consistent. I have only one question for you all. What other choices do you have? And how are they helping you so far? If you don't find an appropriate answer, take a hint. My charges are 4,000 rupees only, and I accept Bitcoin also. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. I felt you have that innate humorous capability. That is your strength, and I love that last part. 4,000 rupees exchange for a Bitcoin, right? Okay, so thank you so much. So let us move ahead to the second speaker. And before calling on our second speaker, I would like to call her speech evaluator, Toastmaster Sagar, to read out the speech project objectives.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Hello, fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. So today's speaker is going to deliver her level 3 project 1 from the Pathways Presentation Mastery. And the purpose of the project is for the member to understand the type of persuasive speeches and deliver a persuasive speech at club meeting. I wish her best of luck for the speech. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sagar. The next speaker, the second speaker who is going to come on stage is from a Toastmaster from Bangalore Toastmasters, and she is working for the sales domain for about 7 years and currently working at Byju's. When I asked her about the theme of the day, what is the disability in current society, she mentioned anything that will not evolve according to the social, economic, or any further changes, including us, will always perish. So that is the hindrance that we have in today's society. Let us have Toastmaster Varsha, our second speaker, on video.
Yes, am I audible and visible?
Yes. Toastmaster Varsha, striking the right note. Striking the right note, Toastmaster Varsha.
You are not striking the right note. My music teacher yelled as the 14-year-old me struggled through playing one of my favorite songs on violin. You know why? When I wanted to practice my violin at home, people were shouting on top of their tone. When I wanted to practice my violin at school, schoolmates told me that I was a fool. When I wanted to practice my violin at home, I only heard a few dogs bark. Alas, would I ever be able to strike that right note? Dear Toastmasters and guests, as a baby, I wouldn't sleep until classical records were played. And as I grew up, I started listening to masterpieces by legendary classical musicians. While kids of my age were busy collecting tattoos, tazoos, and trump cards, I was walking miles and miles in search of musical cassettes and CDs. My only playtime was to come home, sit alone in my room, and imagine myself playing and performing on reputed stages across the globe. In short, I loved music. I was music, and music was me. Then came the class 10. It was a horrid phase with all those exams which came along. That is when I heard those two dreaded words that every Indian child is petrified of. Settle down. Now, depending on which phase you are in your life, this term in India has different implications. Now, if you are a student, settling down for you is to score better than Sharmaji's daughter. Now, if you are a grown-up after studies, it is to have a sound income-oriented job. After that, it doesn't stop. Then it is marriage. And for a woman in India, settling down is after becoming a child-producing factory. Well, at that juncture in life, situation demanded me to study more. I had to study, giving up everything else. Could I do that? I was someone who was seeing my passion in music. I wanted to take it as my career. I mustered all the courage I could and went out to speak to my parents. Barely had a few words left my mouth. The only music that I started hearing from them was them screaming at me. Professional artists do not have a regular job. Their concerts are seasonal, income unreasonable. How will you pay your bills? Who will marry you? Wanting to be the next violinist is like looking out for a needle in haystack. The nagging and taunting went on for months. At the end, with a heavy heart, I had to kill my musical dreams and choose a safe track. I became a corporate slave. I was earning well, but music then was a distant dream. But a magic happened in life. It was a concert evening at Ravindra Kalakshetra, an auditorium filled with 1,000 seats, all full. The musician on stage was playing a perfect blend of notes, each one more harmonious and more melodious than the other. What a concert it was. It had begun to stir all the feelings and emotions that I'd buried deep down for years. The musician in me went on to the artist and shot an involuntary question. Sir, how many hours do you practice a day? To which he gently smiled and said, hardly for 1 or 2 hours, for I have a day job. What? I was shocked. Can you do both together? Well, yes. Everybody in the band is having another day job. We do both together. That was an eye-opener. Then and there I decided that the society be damned. I will start music again. I didn't think about quitting my safe job. I, after all, had to pay my bills and Toastmasters membership fee. Without listening to all the naysaying voices, I diligently practiced only during the weekend. And in about 6 months' time, I had begun to strike the right notes. Ladies and gentlemen, how many times have you taken a step back from doing one thing you love the most? The void in you is craving to be filled. The only way to do it is by reigniting your passion. Start giving it little by little, and soon you shall feel full. You know what? If I am able to bring a perfect blend between my passion and profession, then so can you. If I am able to strike the right note, when will you? Back to you, Tdee.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Varsha. And your speech was a perfect blend of enriched content as well as your beautiful song. Thank you so much. And let us move ahead to the third speaker. Before calling on the third speaker on stage, I would like to call her speech evaluator, Toastmaster Aisha, to read out the speech project objectives.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, and good afternoon, everyone. Today, DTM Raghunanda Raju is going to deliver his speech from Level 3 Lective, Connect with the Storytelling, from Visionary Communication. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. The timer, please note the time, 5 to 7 minutes. All the best, Raghunanda. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aisha. The third speaker who is going to come on stage is a passionate Toastmaster, and he believes himself to be a born messiah of procrastination. He earned his passion as Toastmasters, one of his passion is Toastmasters. He earned his Distinguished Toastmaster award in just 1 year and 9 months, and currently leading 4 clubs in XCOM roles. He feels he has wasted almost 15 years of his job in software. Of course, I also could second that. And when I asked his speech title, he told, "It's not my problem." Of course, let us have our third speaker, Distinguished Toastmaster Raghunanda.
Thank you, Toastmaster.
Can you come on? Yeah.
Are
Distinguished
you able to see me?
Toastmaster. Yes, yes.
Able to
Yes,
hear
sir.
me? No static
Yes.
problem? Okay.
No. Distinguished Toastmaster Raghunanda, it is not my problem. It is not my problem. DTM Raghunanda.
Just like McDonald's poem, Old MacDonald's had a farm with one person who had a farm just at the end of the village. He had a very beautiful wife and few animals on his farm. They used to live a quiet life. As life finds its own place, the pests do. A rat came and started living in their house. It was quite friendly and made good friends in the place. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guests. It was always eager to find the food that they were giving. The new food or whatever they bought, always eager to look at that. One day, the owner opened a new packet. It was eager to see a new food. It must be something interesting. They opened the packet and it was a trap. The rat was afraid. It ran towards the chicken. Chicken, do you know something? There's a trap, the mouse trap in the house. As if it mattered to me. It's your problem, not my problem. Chicken said. My problem? Not your problem? I thought you were my family. Hey, the chicken said. And the rat felt disappointed. It ran towards the other friend, pig. Pig, do you know something? There's a trap, a mouse trap in the house. The pig said, I sympathize with you, Mr. Rat. But you look at it, it's your problem, not my problem. You have to deal with it. I really sympathize and I will pray for you to Almighty. I thought you were my family. It felt dejected. And again, it regained its composure and its strength. It ran towards the cow and said, Cow, there's a trap, a mouse trap in the house. The cow said, Boo, as if it mattered to me. It's your problem. Go deal with it. It felt dejected. It felt left out. All these days I thought you were my family. Is it what I'm going to get for it? It walked. It went towards its hole. One time looked around. Punched everyone. Ready for the death. Ready to face the death. That night came a sound. Tap! The farmer's wife thought it was the rat caught in the trap. She ran towards it. Little did she know, it was a snake's tail which was caught. The snake bit her. Immediately, she had to be rushed to the hospital. Next day, she came back with high fever and she was to be treated. And guess what? The high fever, the treatment was a chicken soup. They slaughtered the chicken and made the soup out of it. Our rat kept watching. She felt more sick day by day. and they had to see more guests. The guests came pouring in to see her. To feed them, they had to slaughter the pig. The rat kept watching. Eventually, after a few days, she died. And in the funeral, they had to slaughter the cow. The rat kept watching. 2019, when Corona came to China, fellow Toastmasters and my friends, we said it's China's problem, not ours. 2020 January, it went to Italy. And we said it's Italy's problem, not ours. 2020 March, it came to India. You never know when the problem becomes yours. Delhi's gang rape case. We thought that was women's problem, not ours. You never know when it comes to your household. Sympathy doesn't work. You have to have empathy and show the concern towards others. You think the political intrusion in the next neighbor's house is not your problem, but you never know when the bulldozer will hit your house and you do face a problem. Don't you think? We all think the problem that the neighbor is facing is his problem, but you never know when it comes into your house and you face that problem. Politics, the rowdyism, or sickness, or any problem, the road accident, we think it's their problem, not ours. The bull in the road, we think the pit hole is not our problem. We recently saw one big van vanishing in the Bombay drain. But you never know when it will drain your own car. It's not his problem, it's all our problem. Stop saying it's your problem, start saying it's our problem, and let's deal with it together. Toastmaster of Day, if you think it's still my problem, let's sit and discuss. It's not anymore my problem, it's our problem.
Thank you so much, DTM Raghunanda. And it was a brilliant speech in terms of the way you transitioned from an interesting and motivational story to completely inspiring speech. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Raghu. Can we have the Zoom master or the tech master to launch the poll for the best speaker? Is the polling done?
10 seconds more.
Sorry?
Just 10 seconds more.
Okay.
Just have 6 more votes to go. All right, we are done. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rogan. Let us move ahead to the next segment, which is the fun-filled segment. I would like to share a story, but I'll do it after this. The person who is going to conduct this table topic segment is a chartered accountant by profession. He loves to travel and also a big-time foodie. When I asked him about the disability in current society, he mentioned, in disability in society's mind is that if you think about it, you can do it, come what may. That was a very thought-provoking idea, I would say. So let us have Toastmaster Karan Gilani to take us through the table topic segment.
Thank you, Toastmaster Subramaniam, to explain the role. Table topics is a very interesting part in any Toastmasters meeting. It helps you to develop the impromptu speaking skills. It makes you think on your toes, prepare the structure the speech, and deliver it in a specific frame of time. May I call upon the timer to come up and present the timing guidelines for the table topic section?
The timing for the table topics are between 1 minute to 2 minutes, with a 30-minute grace period on the higher side. We encourage the participants to speak for 2 minutes. I will be showing the red card, yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds and red card at 2 minutes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nupur, for your explanation. Each and every speaker is requested to participate and to use the word of the day, that is perseverance. So may I have a volunteer, please? Anybody?
Yes, I would like.
Toastmaster Himanshu, yes.
No, I'm a guest.
Okay. So your topic is believe you can and you are halfway there. Toastmaster Himanshu, believe you can and you are halfway there. Over to you.
Yes, believe you can and you are halfway there. It is really important lines that makes one to get through. You know, belief system, it is the first of all, it is the main step that we go across to achieve anything. You know, like a single step or beginning of a single step is important to cover a journey. Beginning of a single step is the starting point of the millions of the journey of the thousands and the millions. As today's topic is the like of not having the proper ability, that is the disability. It is not the thing that person is disabled with the attitude, with the mindset. Like today I got my hand injured, but I today I even went for play. I played for my team and hopefully I bowled with the right hand and I made my team win. It is not the thing about disability, it is the thing that your state of mind, what you think about yourself. If you are able to perform in the certain drastic conditions, definitely you are not less than a champion. Thank you and over to you.
Thank you, Himanshu, for that interesting thing, and hope your hand gets well soon. Next, may I call upon Toastmaster Gopal to come up for the second speech?
Yes, please.
So, Toastmaster Gopal, your topic is disabled or differentially abled. Toastmaster Gopal, disabled or differentially abled. Over to you.
Disabled or differentially able? I would say that differentially able, like as Toastmaster Subramaniam told a story about a boy who has not his left hand, but his right hand was working, his mind was working. So he was actually differentially able. Whenever God takes something from you, it gives something else, other power, which is more greater than whatever you have lose. So God always have a grace on us and have an eye on us and see that what is our requirement, what do we need. If something is being taken away from us, then some differently able things will be given to us by God, and we should believe on that. That is why it is apt to say that disability is a state of mind. So we should think that if there is something which is not we are lacking, then God has given us something different which can see and which can follow up whatever we are lacking. Thank you and over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gopal. Just to add to your perspective, God's weighing scale has equal balance on each side. So if he takes something from one of the side, he will ensure that something else is there on the other side, so that your weighing scale measures equal on both the sides. Thank you, Toastmaster Gopal, for that speech. May I have the next volunteer?
Yeah, I think I can go.
Thank you, Chandrasekhar, for volunteering.
It's me, Sujay, actually.
Sorry, I see Chandrasekhar's
Sujay.
hand.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
Sujay can go ahead. No problem. I'll go forth. No problem.
So is it Sujay?
Yes.
Okay. Sujay, when we speak about disability, and hero who comes to my mind is Stephen Hawking.
Yes.
He has a nice quote which says, "Life would be tragic if it weren't funny. Life would be tragic if it weren't funny." Over to you, Sujay.
Yeah, we have all heard about Stephen Hawking. He is a legendary scientist. He helped us understand, many concepts of the universe, of our world, and of our own body systems. And the most surprising thing was he himself. He was specially abled. He was on a wheelchair. He was almost paralyzed. I think, paralyzed, like from head till toe. But still, in spite of all this, it did not, stop him to achieve his dreams, to achieve like goals of his life. So he himself is an inspiration. Although it is said he was a very positive minded man. He was an extremely humorous man. He used to crack, like in between, he used to also crack a lot of jokes and all. And he used to crack also many humorous jokes on people, and including himself. He used to crack a lot of jokes, and he used to also cheer the class and the people and at the conferences and all. Like it's heard about him. So in spite of all his problems and all, he was a really cheerful man. He was a really positive man, and he achieved his dreams. He achieved his goals, and and he also set an example he also set an example to that impossible, like impossible uh, it is nothing at all. Oh yes, I'd like it to I'd like to conclude in.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sujay. That's indeed a true statement that there is nothing impossible in the world.
Yes.
Next, I think Chandrasekhar is there.
Yeah.
So, give me a moment. Chandrasekhar, your topic is just because a man lacks use of his eyes doesn't mean he lacks vision. I'll repeat. Just because a man lacks use of his eyes doesn't mean he lacks vision. Over to you.
Can you just repeat it once? I'll just note it down.
Just because a man lacks use of his eyes, that means he's blind, doesn't mean he lacks vision.
Think of this movie. A girl, a woman of more than 40 years maybe or older, comes out in the snow, extends her hand and feels the snow. Do you remember the scene? Do you remember the actors playing in it? If I know, you must have definitely seen it. The movie is black and the actress playing it was none other than Rani Mukherjee. But whose character was she playing? A person who didn't have eyes, who was disabled. That's what the world said. But no, she didn't have eyes, but she had a vision. I am talking about none other than Helen Keller. She was the one who had done the most important things that everyone needs to understand, and which is that Your disabilities does not stop you from achieving what you want. It's your perseverance. Perseverance and your vision, your planning, your everything which you can do in your capabilities are important. Rest all the things. We might be having many other things which we might feel that we are lacking in. I might say I'm short. I don't have that good hair like Kartik Aaryan. But does it matter? No. I have my own qualities and I should be good with that. So if you see that only does a man or a woman does not have eyes, does it mean that they don't have vision? No. It's not only about eyes. It's about all our, I would say all our weaknesses, which we feel that, oh, that this is something bad about me. Don't see it as disabilities. Try and work on it. Try and see if you can get a vision of it. It doesn't matter what your weaknesses are. It's your strengths that will matter from years onwards. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. It was indeed a great speech and not less than a prepared speech. I like the way you were connecting with the audience, and the voice modulation was also par excellence. Thank you very much for your speech. Can we have the last volunteer to come up?
I want to come, Varsha.
Thank you, Varsha, for taking up. I have a special topic for you. First of all, I liked your speech very much, and
Thank you so much.
your topic is the world worries about disability more than the disabled people do. Toastmaster Varsha, the world worries about disability more than the disabled people do. Over to you.
The Toastmasters and guests, I completely agree with the topic. Simply because when you're not distracted, you'll be focusing on what you have. When you're distracted, you don't know where to go. You just leave a horse in an open ground without tying its eyes. It keeps roaming around all across without a direction. That's how we are as individuals. We have social media platforms. I'm sure all of you will agree with me. The first thing that we do after we get up in the morning is to check our phones because we're so habituated to it. Whereas I have people in my contacts who focus on positive things. These are the ones who would like to listen to what these are the ones who would like to listen to pleasant music in the morning. These are the ones who would like to exercise in the morning. My mentor, Dr. Rajiv K. Manwani, who's extremely well known across Toastmasters fraternity, who's also a president awardee, turned blind while he was very young. But then his routine is way polished compared to what I could have had. Now, despite having facilities, I'm not having this because I have a lot of distractions. They don't have distractions and thereby they're organized. So how do you control your senses and turn inward? That is up to you. But yes, it is in their favor. Table topic masters. They have a lot of time for themselves, and thereby they stay very organized and inwards, unlike us.
Thank you, Toastmaster Varsha, for that nice perspective. May I call upon the the guest to come up, Toastmasters Sandeep to come up and for the next speech. Toastmaster Sandeep. Sandeep Rana, are you there?
Toastmaster Karan, I think you can call on Neha Singh for the topic, I guess.
Yes, Neha, can you come up for the next table topic?
Yes, sure, but I am a bit scared.
Don't worry, I'll give you something interesting. Okay, if I give you, Toastmaster Neha, if I give you a power of a superhero, any power, what disability will you try to overcome? Toastmaster Neha, if I give you a power of superhero, what disability will you try to overcome? Over to you.
Okay, thank you for giving me the opportunity first. And as we all know that we are here to discuss about the disability of thinking. So if I get the supernatural power to remove something disability, I would firstly, remove the disability of thinking first. Because as the earlier person, I guess she was Varsha, she beautifully conveyed that yes, the people consider disabled person as a disabled more than the people consider themselves. So I have seen so many people like we can see that there are so many people who are very short heighted, and there are very people who are disabled, but they consider themselves as a different shaper. But people make them feel that no, you are disabled. Like relatives or something, there are so many ways that they feel that they are disabled, but actually they are not thinking or they are not considering themselves about, but people want them to feel. So firstly, what if I get supernatural power, I will remove the thinking of the person. If I can do something, I will change the thinking of the people as well.
Are you done, Neha?
I get there is bit net issues. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Neha. Thank you, Neha, for attending the table topic. Can we take up one more table topic, Madam Evaluator?
Yeah, sure. Sure. If anybody is interested, you can take one more.
Do we have a volunteer? Anybody?
I think Lavina has raised hand. Yeah.
Lavina, yes. So, Toastmaster Lavina. I mean, I don't see her on spotlight.
Yeah, hi.
Toastmaster Lavina. Life is all about balance. Life is all about balance. Over to you, Toastmaster Lavina.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. Life is all about balance. Yin and yang, day and night, here and there, today and tomorrow. The list goes on. I've often heard people say that they are not feeling well or they have a bad feeling. And this comes out of a sense of things being out of balance. This might be because things are not going as we foresee them or would want them to go, or if we are limited by the disabilities in our mind. Everything may be hunky-dory. I may be the most beautiful woman on the planet, but I may be looking in the mirror and going like, my nose is so flat, my eyes are so small, my complexion is so colored and checkered. It's all in the mind. And then due to this disability, my life will not be in balance. I will be miserable. I will make everybody else miserable, upsetting the cosmic balance of happiness all around. However, instead of looking at the negatives or the gaps that we foresee, what if we decided to look at the positives? To give you an example, once I was young and I scored a 99 out of 100 in maths. This was 5th standard. Later on, the story was sad. So the immediate reaction of my teacher while handing out the paper was, you lost it by just 1 mark. You could have scored a century. I, on the other hand, was delighted. 99, me? So it's all about perspective. It's all about balance. And that is what I encourage all of you to do. Look at the bright side, persevere, and as a result, everything will fall into balance always. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lavina, for that interesting. There was a sweet smile on your face that enchanted everyone in the room. With this, I wrap up the table topic section. I would just one piece of advice to all the guests and the tabletop and the Toastmasters present over here. Try to participate in the table topics. It makes you think on your toes. It develops a confidence in you to speak up and try to articulate your thoughts. And we start with one table topic, will mess up, start again and again. That way you will tend to improve your speaking skills. If you're not preparing for a speech, always try to go for table topics. It would be very beneficial for you guys. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster, for the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of Table Topics Master, Toastmaster Karan. And I would like to thank Toastmaster Karan for encouraging even the guest by changing the topics, and also you have been very encouraging as a Table Topics Master. And thanks to our grammarian Lavina, who has been very persevering by emphatically representing the word of the day by appreciating others. Thank you so much. Okay, so with this, we move ahead to the third segment. And before that, can I ask to launch the poll for table topic speakers?
Mr. Toastmaster of the day, we have the votes. We can proceed.
Okay, thank you. Just one short, very short, crisp story. There was an army officer in the year 1971, where in the Battle of Sylhet, he had to stay awake and fight for almost 9 days and night without food and without water. Accidentally, he stepped on a landmine and he lost his leg. Don't think I am talking about all those where losses have happened. He was terribly injured, and his doctors told they should take away his leg. However, he was very persistent. They were not able to do it because they have to transfer him to a different hospital in Pune. And he asked to bring kukri, that is a knife type, and he asked to cut it and then bury it in the ground. After that, he was not given a chance to lead his team, though he was one of the best officers then. Still, he was not given a chance because people felt, the army cadet corps, that team felt he is disabled because he lost his legs. However, he proved them wrong. Before I convey how did he prove them wrong, I would like to take you to introduce the next segment, the general evaluation. To conduct this, we have our distinguished Toastmaster, Amelia, to take us through the evaluation segment. Let me hand over the stage to Amelia.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Tdee Subramaniam. Now it's a time for evaluation, and let's hear it from the speech evaluators first. Our first speech evaluator is Toastmaster Smita. And yes, I see she ready. So Toastmaster Smita, over to you. Please present your evaluation.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Nothing is impossible if we set the goal right and move towards it with perseverance. With that, how to lose weight, which requires lots of perseverance, but our able Toastmaster Chandrasekhar kind of convinced each of us. I think he has a very good alternate career in pitching for fitness, probably because he has great passion for this topic. He reads and writes on this topic. Toastmaster Abhijit, first of all, congratulations. You have completed all your goals for this project. Your speech was full of humor. In the beginning, when you open with how to lose weight and you jump to how to get a girlfriend, you were able to build a quick rapport with the audience. Audience was all ears to hear you. You used the vivid visuals and animatics to grab the attention. You had impeccable flow in your speech. You started with making the concept clear and understandable. Then you used various examples. You talked about different myths and gave the resolutions. And then you talked about the excuses people generally make. You mentioned the slide number. So generally you mention the slide number, but you mentioned slide out of total numbers, like 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10, giving a clear signaling when the presentation was going to end. That was fabulous. With that, small recommendations because that makes us perfect. You could have shown calculations on screen. I myself found that it was working when you were talking about various calculations while giving the example of that 90 kg person with 200 and 300s of the requirements. Your posture was firm, you were confident, you used ample number of pauses, but camera light could have been a little better. With that, I think there was only few recommendations. After that, I would say you ended your speech quite well when you gave the call of action to the audience. You mentioned what other choices do you have? So it was appealing, it was convincing, and you left the speech at total humor, saying, giving your sales pitch. I think the amount you quoted and the way you concluded your speech, I'm sure that you will be getting some interest out of that. So with that, all the very best. I see an able speaker coming up. Thank you. And over to our Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Smita. And now it's time for our second speech evaluator to take the stage, and that's Toastmaster Sagar Balla. So Toastmaster Sagar, please present your evaluation for Toastmaster Varsha.
Toastmaster Aisha for calling me on the stage. First of all, I want to congratulate the speaker for completing.
Toastmaster Sagar, you are not audible. Please check your audio. It's not working.
Can you hear?
No.
Hello? Can you hear now?
It's very low voice, very low.
Just give me a second. Now you can hear?
Hello?
Sagar, voice is very low.
Yeah, the voice is very low.
Now?
Yeah, now it's better.
Yeah.
Is it fine or not?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, shall I start?
And now again, it's gone down.
Hello?
Maybe you disconnect and connect your audio once again.
Meanwhile, just call the third evaluator. I will rejoin it.
Okay. So meanwhile, as Toastmaster Sagar has some technical issues, let's call on the evaluator for DTM Raghunanda's speech, that is Toastmaster Aisha, to present her evaluation.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator, and good evening once again. It's not my problem. My God, what a topic he chose for his story. The topic itself described the strength, the power, the confidence of the speaker. Contents were full of excitement with humor, lots of humor. And the best part of his speech was he gave whole speech with his smiling face. And that shows his confidence and grip on his speech. Spoken language was clear and easily understood. The way he began his story with humor and ended with great message. Kudos to you. Vocal variety was fantastic. The tone he used in his speech was marvelous. And the speed and volume both were commendable. If I'm talking about eye contact, effectively used eye contact to engage the audience. Facial expression was super. Gesture used beautifully his physical gesture as a tool to enhance the audience. When he said open, her hand was like that. And when he said pray for that, then his hand was like that. That shows his confidence on his speech. Comfort level was commendable. Some suggestion for further improvement of your speech. Work on your voice modulation, because in storytelling, voice modulation is playing a big role, like a backbone, like a spine. You can take a simple story with a high level with your voice modulation. When you said trapped, you could also say trapped. Then you said, it's not my problem. It's not my problem. That what modulation impact is playing another role in storytelling. Although you had a beautiful background, but sometimes it was distracted me. Always prefer plain background whenever while you're giving your speech. I saw some short pauses. Maybe it was the part of your story, but sometimes it distracted me. And the best part is your story is you concluded your story with beautifully bit message and converted your story with day-to-day genuine problem. Overall, a good speech, great humor, super storytelling content. And I learned so many things from your story, like high fever treatment is chicken soup. Raghunandan, you beautifully trapped audience with your story and converted it problem to its our problem. Looking forward for your next speech. Over to General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aisha, and I hope Toastmaster Sagar is back. So
Yes.
let's hear from him.
Can you hear now?
Yes. It's
So thank you once again, Toastmaster Amelia, for calling me on the stage. First of all, I want to congratulate the speaker for completing one more speech. Wow, what a wonderful speech it was. Speaker today gave us very important and motivational message. It was whatever passion you hold in your life, you should follow that. You should follow that. You will never know, you will strike a chord. Correct. And I have seen this, and you will also believe there are a lot of people in their life, they're somewhere compromising with themselves. So kudos to you for sharing that motivational message. Moving ahead, speaker was thoroughly confident throughout her speech. Her expression were so great, it was in command with her speech. So good job done by you again on that point. Moving ahead with the vocal variety, awesome vocal variety. Speaker was taking the hold where it has to be necessary so she can share a proper message with the audience. Her hand gesture were in command with the speech. Especially, I really liked the violent one hand gesture. It was amazing. Now, what I overall noticed from your speech, there were only two things missing in your speech. First thing was your stage movement. Your stage movement was continuous. It has to be constant. If you are sharing some important message, at that time you should stand still so you can properly convey your message to the audience. Then take a turn for another message. Second, and the last thing, do not end your speech abruptly. I have noticed the moment timer showed the green card, you just ended your speech there only. Though you was going very good, do not end your speech abruptly. Try to add the conclusion. It will add more value to your speech. All in all, very good speech. The content you have shared with us, very motivational. I think it will help us in our day-to-day life. I wish speaker best of luck for her upcoming speeches. That's all from my end. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sagar, for that evaluation. Now it's time to hear from our table topics evaluator, Toastmaster Karanjot Kaur, and she will be sharing about all table topic speakers.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator ma'am. First of all, I would like to acknowledge the Table Topics Master for that entertaining and insightful session. Bravo, that was an awesome take, and I loved each one's impromptu speeches. The first speaker was guest Himanshu. The topic given was Believe You Can, and you are halfway there. It was a wonderful take. You related it with your theme of the theme of the meeting, and you won your match even with your injured hand. It was great. I have only one suggestion, that a little bit of smile and some vocal variety in your speech could have done wonders. Otherwise, it was brilliant. Next topic was given to Toastmaster Gopal. The topic was disabled or differentially abled. Sir, indeed, you are awesome. And your perspective is also as awesome as you. Your confidence was very high. I loved it. And the sentence that you said, if sometimes something is taken away from you, then there is something different in store for you. I'm going to take that home today. Thank you. Just one glitch you had, and that was because of your camera. I could not see your hand gestures. Your upper body was visible, but I could not notice your hand gestures, and that made me comment on you this for this point. The third speaker was Sujoy, and the topic was life would be tragic if. Sorry, I did not write the other part. You perfectly related with Stephen Hawking that he was not he was not disabled, but he was specially abled. That was a great take, and I could see that you had great knowledge about him. The only problem was that your camera was switched off, and in virtual meetings, our camera is the face that we can show to our audience, and without that, you lose the connection with the audience. Though your take was great, but there was a lack of connectivity because of your video. Our fourth guest was guest Chandrasekhar. The topic was just because man lacks use of eyes doesn't mean he lacks vision. Wow, your take was brilliant. You had a perfect start with a movie Black, and you had a body, and you concluded it with a call to action. I mean, preparing everything just for an impromptu speech, that was brilliant. I completely adored that. Keep up the good work. I have no special recommendation for you. The only thing, if you want, you can challenge yourself in improving your facial expressions. That will be like a cherry on the top of the cake. Our fifth speaker was Toastmaster Varsha. Topic was world worries about disabilities more than it does about people. Toastmaster Varsha, you are a great speaker. I mean, I listened to your prepared speech. It was awesome. And your take, your perspective was a very practical approach, and you related it with your known person as well. But because you are a good speaker, so I expected something much better, because I felt it was more of a simple discussion as we have with our friends. There was some formalities which were missing in your speech. Otherwise, you are already good. Our sixth speaker was Toastmaster Neha, and the topic was, if I give you a power of superhero, what disability would you try to overcome? Now, with you also, I had one problem. Your camera was switched off, so I could not relate to you. And one thing more, because of some network issues, you had to switch off. But the thing is that whenever we are given an impromptu topic, we need to listen it very carefully, that what is it asking about. You related it what you have to start, what you want to improve in society, but as soon as we could get to the point, went off. So I hope I can hear to you next time. Last but not the least was Toastmaster Lavina, and the topic was life is all about balance. It was a beautiful relation with your school marks. We all could personally relate up. And it had a great message that we should need to look on the bright side. I loved your smile. The only problem was your eye contact. It felt like you were looking on the ceiling for some idea generation, but that is a sort of a distracting moment for the audience. Overall, it was a brilliant one. I have just one suggestion for you. So as to be good in impromptu speeches, there is a formula, and that is known as listen, feel, and relate. Listen to the topic well, feel how are you feeling about it, relate it to yourself, and you're good to go for any impromptu speech anywhere. So I wish you all the very best, and thank you for having me. It was a wonderful session. Thank you so much. Over to you, General Evaluator, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Karanjot, for that detailed evaluation for table topic speakers. And now I would like to call on our active listener to test their listening skills, and then we'll call upon our auxiliary role players to present their reports. So may I
Thank you.
request Toastmaster Smita to bombard us with those lovely questions?
Definitely.
Okay.
So are you ready for your exam?
Yes.
Please unmute yourself and give me a cheer.
Yes,
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
yes, we are.
so many videos still switched off. Nupur, Aisha, Sujay, Neha, Aditya, Sandeep, please come on. So my first question goes, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar mentioned about two parameters for fitness. What those were?
Tdee and Bmr.
Great, great. Bingo. And what was the full form of TDEE?
Total daily energy expenditure.
Bingo, great. Let's give a huge round of applause for TM Gelani. Whom did Toastmaster Sagar evaluated? It's very easy. Come on.
Varsha.
Yeah.
Varsha. Toastmaster Varsha.
Great. Sorry, I can see your name as Toastmasters of Delhi.
That was Chandrasekhar.
And no, it was Sagar. It was correct. I was asking your name. And what TM Varsha mentioned as settle down? She mentioned 4 aspects. In India, what do you mean by settle down? Which one was the first one? You are on mute. Toastmaster of Delhi, you are on mute.
Having being a baby machine.
That was 4, right?
The marks were the first one.
Marks was the first one, correct?
Job was the second one. Marriage was the third one. Babies were the fourth one.
Awesome, awesome. Which instrument Toastmaster Varsha used to play?
Violin.
Any guess? Nupur, Sujay, Neha?
It was violin.
Violin, yes, correct, Sujay. So next word goes to Sujay. Which were the characters in the story of DTM Raghu's speech?
Chicken, rat, pig, cow.
Chicken, rat, and there was third.
Cow, pig and cow also was there.
Pig was there. Correct, Chandrasekhar. My next question is to Aisha. In the story of Timot Subramaniam, for how many years the kid practiced the technique?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. As I mentioned, I had a lot of problems. I had to juggle between going out, coming in.
10 years.
10 years.
Yes.
That's correct. TTM Ghelani gave example of scientist with disability. What was the name of the scientist? Anyone else? Apart from Rohan, anyone else would like to attempt? Lavina.
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking, that's correct. Guest Chandrasekhar told a story of the character played in the movie Black. What was the real name of the character?
Helen Keller.
Helen Keller. Correct. So that's all from my side. Thank you. And indeed, the club qualifies as active listeners, full of active listeners. Over to Madam General.
Wonderful. Thank you, Toastmaster Smita. That was an amazing session. And now it's time to understand. Did we do all right? Were we right on time? But for that, we'll have to call on the auxiliary role players. And first one to step up on stage is Toastmaster Lavina Mittal as a grammarian who will share her report.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Good evening to all. It was a wonderful meeting and it was an absolute pleasure being the grammarian today due to the wonderful uses of grammar. I congratulate almost all of you for the excellent uses of alliteration. Alliteration refers to the repetition of initial sounds. They make the speeches more engaging and are pleasant to the ear. So we had people using Phrases or words like silent supporter. Notice the repetition of S, silent supporter. Dynamic and dashing, distant dream, passion and profession, clear concepts. If we stretch the definition of alliteration, it can also refer to the repetition of words in two parts of the phrases which are roughly the same size. For example, okay, I have lost where I had written that, so please excuse me. I'll come back to that if I recall. Okay. Now, moving on to the second one, pronunciation. There are certain words which, though written with the letter G, are pronounced with a J, such as gesture. This is where the G is a soft G, in contrast with words with a hard G, like great. Great is a word with a hard G because G is emphasized on. However, words with a soft G are typically followed by alphabets such as E, I, or Y, such as gesture, ginger, Egypt, and more. There was a use of opposites, which was excellent. A speaker had mentioned no food is good or bad. Similarly, there was another example, energy cannot be created nor can it be destroyed. Now, please focus on the sentence. The first part, energy cannot be created, is the whole sentence by itself. So the second part, negatives nor can it be destroyed, is a bit jarring. So this could either have been phrased as energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, or energy cannot be created and energy cannot be destroyed. There were some excellent uses of proverbs, needle in the haystack, connect the dots. And finally, the word of the day, I believe, was a big success. More than 25% of the participants of the meeting used it. It was used 8 times by 5 different people, excluding myself. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lavina. Who all used the word of the day?
Okay, 3 times it was used by the general evaluator, once by the table topic master, once by Toastmaster of the day, once by guest Chandrasekhar, and twice by our very first speech evaluator, Smita.
Wow, that's great. Kudos for everyone. Thank you so much, Lavina. Now is the time to call on our mustache man, as he says, the R counter. He will be picking all the R's and Ms. He would have been doing that. So let's hear from him.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. And thank you to all the speakers and role players who've come up on stage today and showed their perseverance, because the R counter report will be very, very small today. Everyone did brilliantly. So I'm just going through the flow. Sergeant Arms, Toastmaster Aisha had no R's, no ums, no filler words, nothing. Perfect score. Well done, Toastmaster Aisha. As presiding officer, I had some R's, ums, and a few R's, ums, which I could not note myself. Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Subramaniam, had very few usage of the gut sounds, as in he used twice, once or twice, and then he used once. Distinguished Toastmaster Amelia, as general evaluator, did not have any usage of R's and so far. Timer Toastmaster Nupur had no usage. As the counter, I must have used at least 1 and 1. Toastmaster Lavina, as the grammarian, used 1 Toastmaster Smita had no usage of crutch sounds or filler words. Well done. All the speakers, none of the speakers had any crutch sounds or filler words. A huge congratulations to all the speakers for doing such a fantastic job with nailing this part of this speech. So great job done on that on all the speakers. Toastmaster Sagar also had no crutch sounds or filler words. Toastmaster Aisha had no crutch sounds, filler words. Toastmaster Smita, as an evaluator, had 1 in her when she was introducing the speaker and reading out the objectives. Toastmaster Karan Jot, as table topic evaluator, had no crutch sounds, filler words. Toastmaster Karan, as table topic master, had 3 ums. Now for the table topic speakers, Himanshu had 2 ums. He had 2 UNOs and he repeated 1000 2 times. Toastmaster Gopal had 2 ums and he repeated which can, this phrase which can 2 times. Sujay Joseph had 10 ums, 2 like. one you know, and he repeated two phrases, which is to achieve and he, two times during his entire speech. Guest Chandrasekhar had one and he repeated I am once. Varsha, Toastmaster Varsha had one you know. Neha Singh had one and one you know. Lavina had, Toastmaster Lavina had no crutch sounds or filler words. So all in all, very well done. Very short report from my side, and over to the general evaluator.
Now that's what I call a report. That should be like that. Thank you, Toastmaster Rohan. Now is the time for a timer to share how and what time was used by speakers, evaluators, and table topic speakers as well. Toastmaster Nupur, I would like to request you to.
So much, General Evaluator, and I will start by sharing my screen.
Okay.
Now, do note that the tool did not allow the sharing to be done while the other person was sharing. So there are times when the messages went on chat. However, to start with, let's look at the speakers first. Chandrasekhar took 5 minutes 41 seconds. Varsha took 5 minutes and 36 seconds. DTM Raghunandan took 6 minutes and 3 seconds. All qualified. The evaluators for the speeches took, Smita took 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Sagar took 2 minutes 14 seconds. Aisha took 3 minutes and 17 seconds. Let's move on to the table topics first. And I would not spend time to go through all the timings because they are all qualified here as far as the table topic timings go. We'll move on to the role players first. So table topic evaluator took 5 minutes and 16 seconds. The active listener, Smita, took 3 minutes and 19 seconds. The grammarian, Lavina, took 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Time for Rohan took 2 minutes and 37 seconds. That was a tongue twister on my part, sorry. And I am still calculating my report. So that is what we have here for the evaluators report. Now, I believe we'll have to speak on this tool separately, which I would do, but that is it from my side. If there's anything else you would like to know, please do let me know.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nupur, for that report that you presented. And now it's time finally for me to present the report. So let me start quickly and not eat up too much time because time is money. And Rohan, yes, so Rohan wants to share the poll for auxiliary role players. Yes, and please vote for the auxiliary role players. Sorry. So while you guys vote and submit your votes to our host, I will start presenting my report, and that's okay, Rohan? Okay. So I see that the meeting started on time. Everybody was present, most of the role players. So great job done in terms of planning. The Sergeant at Arms opened the meeting, made us very nostalgic, emotional, and really energetic as usual. So I want to say hats off to you, our Sergeant at Arms, because this is your last meeting as in the role. And I really want to say that you've been phenomenal. Thank you so much. Our presiding officer very well opened the meeting and took guest introduction, and that is where we see that leadership in our president, who did preside very well and was there to answer or check for everyone who can be a part of this conversation initially. So great job done, and I love that inspiration, that smile on his face that sometimes peeps up. So great job, Rohan. Thank you. Our Toastmaster of the day got a wonderful thought, a theme. That is deep, that is meaningful. And yes, it has made us realize and learn a lot of things. So thank you for that happy learning process that you gave us, DTM Subramaniam. I must commend you for that wonderful topic, theme, and the way you presented it. The stories were amazing. Thanks a lot. Now comes our table topic master. His topics were amazing, were quite easy and tricky, quirky, I would say, at the same time. They were thoughtful and were able to provoke a lot of thoughts. Thank you. I would just want to recommend one thing for you, that please try to be a little more encouraging to the audience. You are the one who is the host at that section, at that moment. So take full charge and encourage them, entice them to speak. All right. Now comes my report for the evaluators. Evaluator number one, Toastmaster Smita. She presented her evaluation very well. Very specific details were observed and shared with the speaker. She did bring out every uh, little detail so that the speaker can improve. And that was great job done. I must commend you for that. Thank you. Our second evaluator, Toastmaster Sagar, did a great observation and noted points which others might have really missed it, and I might have missed it. I think I have. I had. So kudos for that. That is where I see that a continuous participation, that is how you build your evaluation skills. And Toastmaster Sagar, you have done great job. I have no recommendations for you, and the technical glitches are just fine and we are okay with it. Thank you so much. Our third evaluator, Toastmaster Aisha. Oh my God, I have never seen such an expressive evaluator ever. And I try to emulate her as much as I can, but then I am not there yet. You are superb, Toastmaster Aisha. I love the way you evaluated the speech. You presented a very motivating evaluation. You were a keen observer and you did commend the speaker, recommend the speaker correctly on the point. So kudos to all three evaluators. And last but not the least, not to forget our table topic evaluator, who was a happy, smiling evaluator who gave us wonderful points to improve. Toastmaster Karan Jose, she has left the meeting because she had to attend another meeting. However, she did her job meticulously, perfectly, and I want to applaud for her once again. Now comes a team of auxiliary role players. Timer, Toastmaster Nupur. Backstage, behind the screen, you were doing amazing. Thank you. I want to applaud for you as well. And yes, just one thing, let's not share the timing on the tool so that the speaker is little aware, and let's let them be little more, on their toes. Thank you. Our aha counter for the day. Wow, what a report. Wow, wow, wow. And that's all I have to say. Come on. Everything noted down perfectly with that colorful screen. So kudos for that, Toastmaster Rohan. Our grammarian for the first time. Wow, what a confident grammarian. What a confident presenter. I love the way you presented certain aspects of speech, the communication, and what is important. And that is how a grammarian should be. Great job done. We are proud of you. You're rocking and keep rocking in your roles. And yes, do not miss out in telling the names of who used the word, because that is a motivation for them. All right. And last but not the least, the active listener. Oh my God. I could hardly answer any question and I didn't raise my hand. You saw that. So yes, that was tricky. And of course, I was busy with preparing my general evaluator report as well. But then it was amazing job done. Doing 2 roles in a day is also indeed a task, but you performed it really, really well. Last but not the least, I just want to say a few things. When you take up a role, first of all, when you sign up as a Toastmaster, take up a role. Take a role in every meeting or any meeting possible. And when you take up a role, prepare yourself as much as you can. And when you present yourself, forget the worries, the hassles, the glitches. It's okay. You are in a learning process. And that's how it should be. With that thought, I hand it over back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster DTM Subramaniam.
Thank you so much, DTM Amelia. thanks to you and your team. And I have seen one of the sweetest general evaluators. Thank you so much, Amelia, for your report. Okay, so let me, before handing over the stage to Toastmaster Rohan, our presiding officer, I would like to conclude that story. That army officer, he was rejected just because he lost his legs. You know what he did? After that, he did a physical examining test, and in that test, he climbed 4,800 feet hill, which the people with two legs were not able to do at the specified timing. And he also surpassed two other officers who had both the legs. He was able to break all those records. And finally, the army team decided to give him a set of army officers who have lost some organs in their body. Right, and he led the team. He was the first person to lead the team, and he did that with so much of courage, with so much of valor, and the way he exhibited that disability is just a state of mind. And this person, this army officer, is called General Ian Cardoso. If you want, you can read about him. General Ian Cardoso. I think he's born in Bombay. So just try to read about him. It's really inspiring. Once again, I would like to say disability is just a state of mind. Even in Toastmasters, we have seen many clubs struggling, and just one or two members come out of that club and they try to rebuild the club, revamp that club, and bring it to a state. They achieve the President Distinguished or many other accolades. So that is what we have to think about. Disability is just in our mind. As Toastmaster Lavina also mentioned, there is no proper definition of disability, just it is physical. It has a general meaning. It is all up to us to take what is the disability and how to overcome it. With this, I thoroughly enjoyed the session. Thank you so much for having me, Toastmaster Amelia, Distinguished Toastmaster Amelia, and Toastmaster Rohan. I hand over the stage back to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Rohan.
Wow, thank you so much, Distinguished Toastmaster Subramaniam, for such a thought-provoking and engaging session. I was hooked through the stories that you told throughout the meeting, and it will certainly leave a mark. I'm not sure about anyone else, but certainly on me, to make a difference with this topic. Thank you so much, Distinguished Toastmaster Subramaniam, for coming to Toastmaster Delhi, and we hope you come back with such thought-provoking sessions again in the future with our club. Thank you so much. Before we proceed, I'd like all of you to vote for the best role player. The nomination should be in your screen. All right, while you're voting, I'd like to get feedback from the guests. Firstly, from Subramaniam sir, any feedback on the meeting? Any feedback for us for improvement?
There is no, I thoroughly enjoyed the session. As I told earlier, there is no specific improvements I have. Just one request to all the members: if you are able to enable your video, just enable it. That is the only request I have. Other than that, I really enjoyed the session, and hope I visit the club soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your feedback. Toastmaster Smita, firstly, what's the story behind Hawkmaster? I'm curious to know your name.
Hawkmaster Smith. Story behind Hawkmaster.
Your name is Hawkmaster in front of your name.
So active listener is also called Hawkmaster.
Okay. Okay, Smita, any feedback for us for the meeting?
It was a pleasure and joy attending this. So insightful. I learned a lot from all the sessions. Thoroughly enjoyed all the evaluations, and it was very warm to come to this club, and I'm looking forward to attending more meetings.
Thank you so much, Smita, for coming to the club once again. Chandrasekhar, the fitness expert in the house, any feedback for us?
Actually, I really enjoyed the session. The flow was really nice. It was feeling like I'm in my home club. I am not having any certain feedback. Just only one recommendation is that while a speaker is speaking, so we can keep him on highlight or like we can pin him.
Yeah.
What usually happens if someone speaks, so for 1 or 2 seconds, that person get highlighted. So we can just pin that person. That's it during the speaking slot.
Absolutely. I think we'll keep that in mind and spotlight every speaker from going forward. So thank you so much, Chandrasekhar. Amazing speech. And we'd love to have you in the future for more speeches and more insights. Thank you so much. Toastmaster Karan, any feedback for us? How do you think of the meeting?
It was an energetic meeting. I mean, the way you guys conduct the meeting is very good. I mean, I'll take some positives and try to implement that in my club as well.
Awesome.
I would like you guys also to join up our club meetings too.
Absolutely, Karan. Do leave your details in the chat, or separately we'll connect on WhatsApp, and we'll definitely either do a joint meeting between our clubs or just have more collaborations going forward.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Distinguished Toastmaster Raghu, any feedback for us? What do you think of the meeting?
Okay, well, went well. I mean, I really like each and every part of the meeting. You are very professional. Only one thing is that it's Raghunatha Raju, not Raghunandan Raju.
Oh,
and okay. I did write a speech specially on this. People taking my name improperly, as mispronouncing it, and then I wrote a speech which is what's in a name, and I did take the revenge by going to each and every club where they took mispronounced my name. Anyways, coming to part, I really loved each and every part of the meeting, from the speeches to evaluations, and the way that each and every role play was very professional. So it doesn't matter the numbers in the meeting, but the way that you're. And the second thing is, there are no person who took dual roles. Normally, you go to any club, most of the time it's one person taking 2 roles, 3 roles, 4 roles. That's not the case here. So that shows the health of the club. And I can see that in each and every role that you've done. I really loved it. I would love to come once again.
Thank you so much, Raghu. And now I'm curious. We have to have your "What's Your Name" speech at our club sometime.
Sure.
Okay, Varsha. Varsha, can you have a feedback, please? What do you think of the meeting? Any feedback for us?
The meeting went great. I really loved being a part of this club delivering my project. I would like to thank one of my friends who's not a Toastmaster anymore. He found the slot for me. Okay. With this speech, I wanted to complete my triple crown, and I was actually hunting for slots, and then he just happened to barge in for me and then help me out. I really felt very homely, and it's a very good thing that you are welcoming other people to speak. Thereby you also get to know other cultures, yeah, or how the intensity of competition is, because I come from a club where there are 110 members. It's the other way around, we have to fight for speech slots there. It's not like, we have. So this meeting was like, wow, I get an opportunity as a speaker also, and a table topics person also. I think that's how a person, coming often on stage is the only way to improve in public speaking, and that is happening really well. I would definitely invite you guys to come and participate in our meetings too, because we have the veterans of the Toastmasters fraternity in Bangalore Toastmasters.
Absolutely, we'd love to attend your club, and congratulations on the triple crown, Varsha, and
thank you so much.
Do keep joining in the future.
I completely echo with what Varsha has said, because I've been to Bangalore Toastmasters Club meetings a couple of times when I was in Bangalore, and yes, I know I was a member too for some time. So yes,
oh, wow.
I know. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Sandeep Rana, can we have feedback, please? Any feedback for us? What do you think of the meeting? Sandeep, you're on mute. Okay, we'll move ahead. Sujay, Joseph, can we have feedback, please? What do you think of the meeting?
Yeah, hello. As always, as in the previous month I attended also, it was really encouraging. It was really positive, and it was really motivating. Everybody is encouraging each other, and there's an element of sportsmanship also, and fun also in it. So like it helps relieve our tensions and our fears also, like automatically. That's
Thank you so much, Sujay, for your feedback.
Special. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Means a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Neha, can we have feedback, please? Any feedback for us?
Everything was amazing.
How do you think of the meeting? How was your table topic experience?
It's nice.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for your feedback and for joining us, Neha, and do keep coming back and keep practicing with table topics. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Aditya, can we have your introduction as well? I think you joined a bit late.
I actually joined mid-session, so I was not aware of what was happening, but I actually came on the recommendation of my mother, who is a part of my this Toastmaster club.
Okay.
Ghanapriya.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So, but anyway, I think the session was very insightful. I like that it is a learning space and it gives us a chance to grow. So, I mean, no one is making fun of one another, and everyone's just learning from each other's experiences and taking out the positive from each other. So, I really like the session, and I look forward to joining
Thank you
more
so
sessions.
much. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Aditya, for coming in, and hope to see you again in the future sessions.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. It's now time for the awards. Let me just share my screen. All right. Any guesses for the best auxiliary role player?
I have two names, Smita and Lavina. I don't know why.
Any more guesses?
Guys, I always take the best guess award.
All right, it's Smith. Lavina, congratulations, Lavina. Well, very well done. And extra congratulations because it's your very first role, and huge congratulations to you. Thank you so much. Best table topic speaker.
Chandrasekhar.
Any more? There were so many.
I also believe Chandrasekhar.
Chandrasekhar or Lavina?
Okay, it's Chandrasekhar. Congratulations. He had to leave in the middle of the meeting, but I will share the certificate with him later. Best evaluator. 4 amazing evaluators today.
I don't know why. My thought goes to Toastmaster Aisha and Karan Jot.
Smita.
Amelia ma'am, you don't win the best guess award this time because it's Smita. Congratulations.
Wow.
That's a first.
Best role player.
Amelia.
It's the Toastmaster who came here to make a difference, and he did. So distinguished Toastmaster Subramaniam. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Finally, best speaker. Lavina, you're on mute. You're guessing on mute.
I was playing the violin, Varsha.
That's
competition.
Toastmaster Varsha.
Exactly. It's Toastmaster Varsha. Huge congratulations, Varsha.
Congratulations, Varsha, and everyone.
All right, so we'll share the certificates over WhatsApp to all the winners. Just one quick announcement: if anyone wants any extra table topic practice, we conduct impromptu hive sessions on Sundays at 12 p.m. So if you want to join in and participate in any way or form, if you want to be a speaker or evaluator, you can join us. We connect over WhatsApp and give you the details. So it happens every Sunday at 12 p.m. and next month we have book reviews, debates, and so on. So a lot of activities planned in the impromptu hive. So if you're interested in joining, do let us know. With that, thank you so much everyone for coming in to the meeting and making it such an amazing, energetic meeting. Chandrasekhar for your speech, Smita for taking up 2 roles today, and everyone else who participated. Thank you so much for this meeting. We'll see you next Saturday at 3:30 p.m.